Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I'm doing a very, very fun collaboration with my friend Brittany. Her channel is Rescues and Reads, so I will leave her channel link down below. Please make sure you go check her out, especially today, because we are going to be doing a project together. And today we are finding out what books we're going to be reading. Now, we talk very consistently. And we were talking the other day about, video ideas and kind of running out of creativity sometimes. And then we said, why don't we collaborate and do something together? And so we thought it would be fun to pick books for the other person to read and then do a reading vlog for them. So that's what we're going to do. We are each picking 3 books for the other person to read from our physical TBRs. And then we are going to read those books and we will post a reading vlog at a later date. We're thinking like maybe a month and a half, maybe 2 months from now. We don't have a final date set yet, but on the safe side, let's say 2 months from now. So kind of like 5-star predictions where we read them over the 2 months and then we post our thoughts. So that's what we're going to do because we are picking 3 books for each other. Now, Brittany has recorded herself picking books for me. She's gone through my Goodreads. She has picked books that she really, really wants me to read and wants my thoughts on. And I'm going to see what those are today. And I'm very nervous / excited because I have no idea what she's picking. Sometimes if people are picking books for me, I might have an idea. I have no idea what she's picking. Absolutely none. Brittany and I have pretty similar reading tastes. There's a few things that we do not agree on at all, which is really funny. So that's why I'm just not sure what she's gonna choose. So yeah, we're gonna pull up her video, we're gonna watch it together, and we're gonna see what she picked for me. Okay, are we ready? You're ready. Am I ready? Let's see. I have a lot on my TBR, so we'll see what she ends up doing. Okay, here we go.
Hi, Sarah. I am so excited to be making this video and giving you 3 wonderful recommendations for you to read that I hope you love as much as I did. Now, of course, all of the recommendations that I'm giving to you are books that I really adore, and I think that you will too. But I did want to go ahead and make sure that there was actually a little bit of variety for you here. I didn't want them to be all thrillers or anything like that. So hopefully you find a good amount of genre, not only from the 3 main picks, but also the backup picks that I have for you as well. So the very first...
Okay. So we did pick backups because we started talking about this a little bit ago and making some decisions and things. And then when we decided when we're going to post the videos, it was still a little bit of time. So we're like, what if we read something that the other person recommended? So we wanted to have a couple backups. So we'll see. If the first 3 are good, then that'll be it. And then we'll see what the backups are too. But if I've already read one of the 3, since we talked about this, then I have a couple of backups to pick from. So I didn't mention that in the beginning, but yeah, so we did that just in case. You never know. Either way, we'll see what they are.
First pick that I have for you is probably going to be the most obvious one. It's one that I truly cannot believe you have not read yet, and you absolutely must. The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. Now, I chose this for a few reasons. First and foremost, I know that you love Kristen Hanna basically as much as I do, and The Nightingale is one of your favorite books of all time. I don't necessarily think that this book is going to surpass that for you. However, I think that this still remains my favorite Kristen Hanna of all time, just because of the deeply harrowing and atmospheric nature of the story. There are definitely a lot of serious and scary things that happen in this story, and because I know that you love Kristen Hanna and I truly, truly love this story, I absolutely want you to read it and see what you think. So this was definitely an easy selection to make because I need you to read this one.
Okay. I was not thinking that one, which is totally great because that's on my priority reads for this year anyway, and I haven't read it yet. So that will definitely be number 1. Let me go grab it. All right, so here is number 1. I'm really excited about this because, like I said, it's a priority read for me anyway. So I do really want to get to it this year, and I need to make a little bit more progress on that. So this is a good kick in my butt, and I will definitely listen to this because Julia Whelan narrates it, and she is fantastic. So I'm very excited about this one. So great first pick. Okay, let's see what's next.
Now, completely switching gears, the next book is one that I actually just read recently, and it completely caught me by surprise with how much I absolutely loved this story. I was like kicking, screaming, crying, laughing, all of the good stuff that came from this story. And so because I saw that it was on your own TBR, I really want you to read it and experience it. And I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. And that is Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Meyer. This is what I would classify as kind of like a cozy, soft fantasy romance. And that's because a lot of the things in this book are really not defined, but that's not the point. The point point is the relationship between our main character and the villain. It's definitely like a Grumpy Sunshine type of romance, and it was just so wonderful. I absolutely loved the world, loved the characters. And I know that in the past you have enjoyed some books that were on the more cozy side, like for example, the Finley Donovan series, which is more like a cozy mystery. And then I think that you've read also like Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree, which is a cozy fantasy. And so because you've enjoyed those types of stories in the past, I really do think that you have the opportunity to enjoy this one as well. And I really hope that you do, because this was a lot of fun.
Okay, let me go grab that one. That one's downstairs. That's a great pick as well. All right, yay! I'm excited about this one too. Now, I bought this when it first came out because it just sounded so fun, and I love the cover. I love the sprayed edges. I got the sprayed edges one. Yeah, so this is really exciting. I'm very excited to read this. This one is not very long either, especially for a fantasy, and I believe a sequel is coming out soonish as well, or it's at least been announced that there's a sequel coming. So, okay, I'm excited. Very excited about this one. Yay! Okay, let's see what number 3 is.
And the final main pick that I have for you is another favorite of mine. Of course, all of these books I love dearly, but this is definitely my favorite dark academia of all time. And I can't believe you haven't read it yet. If We Were Villains by Emma Rio. This is actually the very first dark academia that I ever read. And it's what really propelled me to want to read more from this genre. And I selected this for you because I know that you've enjoyed dark academia in the past, specifically in My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. And in my opinion, this one is better. This definitely has a lot of the common themes that you would expect from dark academia. There is definitely a lot of pretension going on here. It's set at a really exclusive, like, private art school and things like that. So you're getting a lot of the same vibes that you would get from In My Dreams I Hold a Knife or The Secret History. Now, I will say that my one recommendation here is if you have the opportunity to listen to this via audio, I highly recommend. And that's because our friendship group in here are thespians of Shakespeare. And so there's definitely a lot of Shakespearean talk. And I will say that I'm not a fan of Shakespeare, but it didn't hinder my enjoyment of this at all. In fact, it kind of added to the overall vibes and pretension of the story. And it really helps if you are listening to it. So if you do have the opportunity to listen to this on audio, I would highly recommend. I hope no matter how you decide to read this, that you enjoy it and love it, and it becomes a new favorite dark academia like it did for me, because I thought that this was stunning, and I'm so excited for you to read it.
Awesome. Okay. That's right here. I don't even have to get up. Look at this. It's right here. Right next to In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. Yay. Okay. Yeah. Every time I look at this book, I'm like, why haven't I read this yet? Why haven't I read this yet? And every time I look at it, I'm like, I want to read that so bad. And it's still sitting here. I bought this so long ago, you guys, so long ago. And yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, I'm very excited. I'm very excited. All right. So this is the third one. Man, should I just have Brittany pick out my TBRs forever from now on? Because these are fantastic. Okay. So we have a historical fiction by one of my favorite authors of all time. We have a fantasy that I've been wanting to read, a little bit of a romantasy type thing. And then we have a dark academia that I've really, really been wanting to read as well. So very excited about these. Brittany, thank you. Oh man, I am so excited for this. Okay. Now we are going to go ahead and see what the backups were, just because, you know, these all count. I have not read any of them, so no danger there. And yeah, but I want to see what the backups are. We're going to watch it just for funsies and see what she was going to pick for me if these did not work out. So let's see what's going on here.
All right. And then, of course, I've selected 2 backups just in case you happen to read one or more of the main selections. This first backup is another one that I was not expecting to love as much as I did, but it became one of my favorites of 2023, and I saw it was on your own TBR. And so I would love for you to read this and tell me what you think. Starling House by Alex Harrow. So this is definitely a genre blend. It's kind of like horror/magical realism, and I absolutely loved the vibes going into it. It was extremely atmospheric. There's even a phenomenal romance that goes on in here, and I just loved the overall vibes. I loved the horror nature. There was like a sentient house in this. There were definitely some fairy tale-esque aspects of this as well. And I definitely think that this is one that you could really enjoy as well. So of course, I wanted to recommend it just in case you needed a backup.
Man, that was a good pick too, because I haven't read that one yet either. Oh, and I really want to read that. I have read that author before. I won't read it for this video because it's not technically going to count, but I definitely want to read it for sure. And I want to give that author another shot. All right, let's see what the final backup she would have picked for me is.
This final recommendation is actually one that I did not enjoy, and it's for that reason that I want you to read it because I really want to see what you think. The Last Word by Taylor Adams. I know that we both really, really love No Exit. No Exit is probably one of my premier thrillers, and I read this last year, his newest release, and I did not like it at all. There were so many things that I had a problem with, and I saw that you had it on your own TBR, and I really want you to read it and tell me what you think because for some reason, I think that you're going to like it. And I think that this is going to be another book where we disagree completely. I don't know what tells me that, but I really want you to read this, and I really want to see if you actually do enjoy it or if you agree with me and you don't enjoy it. That is why I selected this one. All right, my friend, those are my 3 main selections and my backup selections. I am absolutely excited for you to read these books and to hear what you think, and I promise we can still be friends no matter what. Bye.
That's funny. Okay. Yeah, we've differed on quite a few thrillers recently, actually, on opinions, which has been really interesting. We've had fun conversations about that. Like the new Alex Michaelides, she did not like at all, and I loved it. She hates Daisy Darker. I loved Daisy Darker. So there's been quite a few things. So that's probably why she's thinking I might like The Last Word because she didn't like it, and it's a newer thriller release. That might be something that's happening here, but yeah, but that's not officially on the list. So, but when I do read it, I'll make sure I talk to her about that. But these are the ones that I will be reading for the reading vlog. So like I said, we're going to come back in maybe like a month and a half, maybe 2 months, and give you guys a reading vlog on what we think about these books. And I'm sure Brittany and I will talk about them along the way as well. So make sure you go head over to Brittany's channel today and see which books I picked for her, because I picked some books for her to read as well. And seriously, Brittany, these are fantastic picks. Thank you so much. And I hope you guys enjoy, and we will see you guys again very soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.